Hey guys, Kern Campbell here for Four Wheel Trends. On today's video, I'm sitting in my 2023 Toyota Sequoia. So I bought this, I've had it now for 2 years. I've put, just about 26,000 miles on it over the last 2 years. And in today's video, I want to take an opportunity to share with you everything that's gone wrong with it, let you know what Toyota fixed, what they didn't, and if you stick with me to the end, I'll tell you whether or not I would buy this vehicle again so that you would know whether you should spend the money to buy a new Sequoia. All right, so first, I think I should tell you this because if for no other reason, this one point is going to be worth watching this entire video. If you get this one point down from me, I promise it's worth it. So one thing that I would say that I have done absolutely right in buying this vehicle was I purchased a 10-year, 120,000 mile bumper to bumper warranty. Yes, thank Doug DeMuro, bumper to bumper warranty. It's not a Land Rover, so hopefully we don't have those kind of problems like Doug DeMuro did. But again, this is a brand new powertrain. It has the twin turbos. It's got hybrid, electric. It's got so much electronics and so many things that are new for Toyota that could go wrong that I chose to buy the bumper to bumper warranty. And I think you should too. So here's why. Now I didn't look up what the price is today. Again, I got this vehicle in November. This was like the second vehicle delivered to the dealership here in North Carolina. And so being that it was a brand new engine, I went ahead and I paid $1,900 for Toyota's bumper to bumper warranty. Beyond that, it's transferable. So if I sell it, the next owner gets to keep it. So if you were thinking about buying a Sequoia, I would highly suggest getting that warranty. You see, for $1,900, my Lexus GX, which I absolutely loved, that vehicle, I had one I had one major repair that cost like $3,200. So if I have one major repair on this vehicle, that warranty is already paid for itself. So that would, if you get nothing else, definitely take that away from this video. So let's talk a little bit about the vehicle. I think I said I've got just under 26,000 miles on it. I bought the bumper to bumper warranty, but just because I bought the warranty doesn't mean that things haven't gone wrong. You know, this is the very first year of this vehicle. I got, like I said, I think I got the second one that was delivered in the state of North Carolina. At least to the dealership where I got it was. And there've been problems, simple stuff. Some stuff that's been around the last 20 years. And I'll tell you that too. So a little sort of a stupid thing that happened is the knob to the stereo fell off. I don't use the knob very often unless I'm needing to turn it off or turn the audio off to hear a siren or something coming by. But I'm riding down the road. I usually use the controls here on the steering wheel, do the volume. I change stations all from my hands. So I never even touched the knob. Well, I'm driving down the highway one day and the darn thing just falls off and rolls on the floor as I'm driving. Thankfully, I kind of kicked it out of the way so it wouldn't slide onto the gas pedal. But it's like, what the heck? It's like a little, piece of plastic. Once you looked inside, the little bracket on the inside was plastic and it had snapped. And it was from barely any use. I'd say that broke probably around the 12,000 mile mark, so right around 1 year on that. Excuse me, no, it was the knob happened at about 21,000 miles, so it wasn't that long ago that the knob broke. What happened around 12,000 miles is actually something that in our first generation 2003 Toyota Sequoia had the same problem, and that's where the trim piece that's on the side of this driver's seat cracks. So you get in and out, you slide in and out of this seat. I mean, it's a tall vehicle and I'm 6'1". But as I slide out of the vehicle and down onto the ground, you just kind of catch you push down on that bolster with your body weight and it compresses that side piece of plastic. And over time, I mean, I think it was right around, it was maybe not even a year. It was just shy of a year, around 10 to 12,000 miles. And that darn thing cracked. Like the whole center had almost like a hole cracked out of it. And they replaced it. Toyota replaced it under warranty and took care of it. But my fear is over time, what if it happens again? And does that become wear and tear? I mean, because it is getting in and out of a vehicle. So that's something we're going to have to watch to see, does that become a wear and tear? But because it happened in the first year, Toyota, the dealership just went and took care of it. No problems and no questions on that. Let's see, what else did we have? We had around 18,000 miles. Again, it was during the summer. You know, we're up and down the highway. We live here in North Carolina, so you're 3 miles from the mountains, you're 3 miles from the beach. So, you know, we got to work on Friday and we're on the road. So we've put the miles on the cars. And one of the craziest things that started happening was the back tailgate. So, you know, you can click the button on the remote. You know, you've got the little, you know, you just push and hold the key and the tailgate goes up like most cars. Or they've got a nice little kick sensor. You know, you just put your foot under the back tailgate and it auto lifts. Well, when you go to push the button on the door, it would come down about 1 inch. It would beep and go right back up, or it would just beep and not even move at all. It didn't matter if I used the key fob. It didn't matter if I used the button on the back. I didn't do anything if I used the little kick sensor. Nothing would make it close. And so you're basically grabbing it and using all your force to push it down. And so I did that for about 1.5 months. Unfortunately, you know, it's about a 20-30 minute ride out to where the dealership is, and I just didn't have the time with work and everything to mess with it. So for a couple months, you know, I was just having to close it manually. So finally took it in for service, and what they found was they've got a safety sensor. So, you know, if a kid sticks their hand into the door, it won't smash their fingers, which we can all appreciate that. But the sensor, for some reason, was acting as if there was always something jammed in the door. And so it would never move, it would never close. And so they had to replace those sensors. As soon as they found the sensor and replaced it, all started working again. But that was a head scratcher, because I took it in on the way down to the beach. I pulled into one of the Toyota dealerships and just asked one of the, you know, the service guys if he had ever seen that. Granted, there weren't that many of these out yet. And so he played with it for about 10 minutes. And he said, unfortunately, we're just going to have to, you know, do a service appointment. So when I got back to town, I set up a service appointment and they got it solved. Let's see. Let me look at my notes. What else broke? All right. Yeah. So this is one that Toyota hasn't repaired because they think I'm crazy. The HVAC. I hope you can hear, and you won't be able to see it, obviously. I mean, I'll show you a clip of this, and I'll try to let you hear it. But what you need to listen for, you know, when you change from the floor to defrost or just blowing on your face or split, you know, when it's summertime and I'm on a road trip, and I get sleepy, so I turn the air on, and I want the air just blowing hard. You know, my wife hates it, but I want that air just blowing on me because it keeps me awake. And you know, and especially when it's, you know, 100% humidity and mid-90s here in the Carolinas, you know, you just need that airflow. And for whatever reason, I can hear the actuator open and close the doors to the different areas, but when it blows for the face, there's really, other than the noise, you can hear more air. But it almost sounds like it's being blocked, or that it doesn't have a full passage, because the air, when you have it split between your feet and your face, is about the same air pressure and as when you have it on face only. I just don't get that. You know, I've asked them to look at it twice, and both techs have just said that's just how it is. So I probably need to find, I've got one of those camera scopes that you can hook up to your phone, and maybe I can weave it down into the HVAC and see if I can see something, or see if I can see if those actuator doors are actually opening. But it just doesn't seem right. You know, it doesn't happen in any of other vehicles. You know, when you put it on high, it'll just blow you out of the car with so much air. This doesn't. So let me know. Do you have one of these? Do you have a Tundra? Have you test driven one? Test the air for me and let me know if you think that, you know, maybe there is something wrong with my car, and I'll just keep taking it back to the dealer until they figure it out. Let's see, what else? I've got an intermittent or a random dash vibration. I thought I had figured out that I could create it, but every time I'm at the dealership, it doesn't do it. At one point I said, look, just keep the car for a week, drive it home. I don't care. Just drive it until you hear it and you fix it. It's annoying. It's a rattly vibration somewhere up in the hood. There was one time when I took it in and they went through it. They found that there was vibration. This car is equipped with the, what do you call those things? A dash cam in the event of emergency. It's actually kind of crazy. If you hit a speed bump or, a pothole or something, the car senses that there was a shock and it instantly turns on the dash cam, which that's kind of cool. This was an add-on that, when I bought it, it was a way to mark up the price. So they put a lot of accessories on this vehicle that I may not have chosen, but it is what it is. That was the time when I bought it, that you got what you got or you didn't buy it. So there's still a random vibration. For about 2 months, I didn't hear it, but I heard it yesterday. So that triggered my thought in telling you that. Well, the last time it was in for vibration, they found something with a dash camera. I don't remember exactly what it was that was wrong because I didn't know. I don't use the dash cam unless it automatically turns on. At least I haven't yet. I hope I don't have to. And they fixed that under warranty. Let's see. Recalls and technical bulletins. So there have been 2 recalls, and then there was the service bulletin for the known issue with the radio knob. So on there was the first one was in February of 24. There was a transmission software update. Nothing ever happened to me, but there were reports that some Sequoias had an issue with the gear shift where the car would move unexpectedly into neutral. So if you didn't keep your foot on the brake, it could shift into neutral and roll away from you, I guess. Fortunately, Toyota was able to fix it with a software update. So, all electronic cars these days plug in their software tool, do an update, and that fixed the problem. So, if you have one, if you haven't had the software update done, you probably should. The other recall is kind of like the plastic in the stereo knob, in that the tow hitch cover. So the resin that they use to make that, the cover that goes over the hitch, which is under the tailgate door, it could fall off. So if you're driving 70 miles an hour down the highway, that falls off and goes through somebody's windshield, causes an accident, etc. Obviously, there's potential road hazard or liability there if that were to happen. And so the first thing that Toyota said was, to take the cover off, and then they would replace it. And so that was August of 24. And when I was in the last time, I'm pretty sure they replaced it. I know they said that they would take care of it. So, and it's on there, and I didn't take it off. So that was August of last year. They fixed that. And so far, that's where we are. Now, again, I'm at 26,000 miles. I'm at the 2-year point, and I bought the bumper-to-bumper warranty. So the question is going to be is, one of the things that I'm really interested to see is when I hit that 35 to 40,000 mile range. Some of you may know or may not know, but Toyota had an issue with these same motors in the Tundra, where people were hitting 30, 35,000 miles, and it was more or less grenading and blowing up the engines. They were dying. The engines were dying on a brand new vehicle. So I'm not there yet. Again, another reason to have that warranty on a new engine. But it sounds like from all the reports that came out from Toyota that they resolved the issue. It was something about there was machining, I don't know if it were machining parts or, shavings from machining those engines that got into them and caused them to mess up. So I don't think it was super widespread. I don't know that it has impacted any of the Sequoias. I know it was the Tundras. But it's the same motors that are in this, that are in that, if you get the hybrid. And they don't make the non-hybrid version of the Sequoia. It's only hybrid. So I also believe the issues were with their non-hybrid motors. So that's a good thing, at least for those of us that have a Sequoia. All right, so I've had this for 2 years. I've got 26,000 miles on it. And the big question is, would I buy it again? And the answer is yes. So I would buy this vehicle again. I wish that Toyota quality control on this was a little bit better. But I also knew coming in, I was buying the first model year of a brand new vehicle. So this is rebuilt. This is built from the bottom up. All this is pretty much a new platform for Toyota. And when you go in buying one of the first ones delivered, and especially the first model year, you're going to be the guinea pig. You're going to find the problems. And thankfully, Toyota, they fix their problems for the most part. They stand behind their vehicles, and they fixed everything that they needed to fix on this vehicle. I just got to figure out that random vibration, and I'm still not completely sold on the AC. But other than those two things, everything else, they've taken care of. And the one thing that I would do, I think if I were to buy another Sequoia right now, I would go buy the 2025 Platinum Edition. So this is the limited. I really wanted the Platinum, but I couldn't get one. They came out in the first year. They were producing pretty much TRD Pros and Limiteds. So you either got one or you didn't. And, writing over the last decade, writing about the automotive industry over at fourwheeltrends.com and making occasional videos here on YouTube, I felt like getting one early to be able to write content about it would be a good thing. And so that's why I bit the bullet and got the first edition of the first year of it. And I would go buy another one, but I would buy the 2025. And guys, this is a first world problem, but I love road trips. So Dad and I get in here, we take the girls and we go to football games. It's a 6-hour round trip road trip. During the summer, we're headed to the beach. We're here in the Carolinas, so you're 3 hours from the beach or less. You're 3 hours or less to the mountains. So on the weekends, we're going. We're hiking, we're on the boat, we're in the water, we're doing something on the weekends. And so I would probably get the 2025 Platinum for 2 reasons. One is it has massaging seats. And I've never had massaging seats, so I can't tell you if the massaging seats in the Toyota are good or not. But one of my clients has a Mercedes with massaging seats. And let me just tell you, once you've experienced it, if you're a road trip guy like I am, that's a pretty special feature, especially, my father and me, if we're doing 6 hours in the car, to have that as kind of a wake you up massage kind of deal, I could probably get used to that. The other thing that I would like to have on this that I don't is I would like those, articulating running boards for stepping into the vehicle. So I have found, I'm 6'1". I physically can slide in and out of this car without the running boards. However, with my parents, my in-laws, my wife and kids, and even me now, I find that when I get in, I step on the running board and just sit right into the vehicle. I find it a better, easier way to get in now. And so I would prefer the Platinum because I don't know if I can't remember if it's an option or standard feature, but it has the retracting. So it goes under the vehicle. You don't see them. You open your car door when you get out and boom, they pop out. And so you can use them to get in and out. So if I were to buy another one, I would probably target a Platinum or an edition of 2025 that has the massaging seats and those articulating running boards. Everything else on this limited is amazing. It's wonderful. It's been a great vehicle. Do this. I'm going to have a whole series here on the Sequoia. There is one big flaw that if you're thinking about a Sequoia and you have a family, you have pets, you travel, you might want to consider a different vehicle. So we'll get into that in a future video. So you can go up here and check out the Toyota playlist and get all that. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, do me a favor. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Do you have a Sequoia? Are you thinking about a Sequoia? And, leave me a comment. Give me a thumbs up. And we'll see you in the next one.